What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz, Sr. and Jr. Get this. A war of words have just hit the internet between Andy Ruiz, Sr. and Deontay Wilder. Get this. Quote, they rather have random numbers text me with shit like this instead of getting the contract signed. At Andy_Destroyer13. Just say you don't want to fight, bruh, so we can move on. SMH, shaking my head. Wasting time just to be decapitated. Bomb emoji. Double bomb emoji. Time's up. Double bomb emoji. And this is what Andy Ruiz has said, and it's been revealed. Senior, he said, you guys are clowns. Keep letting your slave master, Shelly Finkel, make all your decisions. You keep talking and you don't run anything. And Wilder respond, nah, bitch. Wilder calls his own shots. That's Malik Scott. Wilder calls his own shots the same way he called the shots for Andy to even get the first Joshua fight. Y'all should be thanking him. Now, whoever this is, go put this same energy into getting that fat tattooed butterball to sign the contract so we can surgically start the preparation for his decapitation. Bomb emoji. If y'all don't take this fight, there will never be any more big-time boxing for Andy, prepared to be shelved and broke. With a middle finger emoji, time's up, bomb squad. And at the Bronze Bomber, they don't want to fight, bro. Let's just move on to the next victim. SMH at Ellie Setback. Reporting. Let me counterpunch. I was afraid this was going to happen because we know that now they're not negotiating. They're woofing. They're talking. They're arguing. The arguing doesn't solve anything. All they're doing now, the clown versus the butterball, tattooed butterball, bitch, slaves. Listen, when words like that get thrown around, nothing happens. So it's pretty safe to say that, this fight's not going to happen. Because now we've had people that are offended. Now, Wilder did come up with a good point. He was like, nah, Wilder calls his own shots, for Andy, even though, even the same way he called shots for Andy to get this first fight or get the first fight with Joshua. Now, let me counterpunch, though. I don't believe that. I don't believe Wilder called his own shots in 18. I don't believe he really called them in 19. If he might have thought he called them, but I think Al Heyman knows that it's better to persuade a fighter rather than control a fighter. I can persuade a fighter through control. That's what he does with his fighters. I don't think he's like Don King. I think he's more of a Nazi or a trickery type guy. He's more of a sweet tongue versus someone that's brash and tells you the way it is. You do what I tell you to do. I don't think he does that. That's not Al Heyman's approach. I think Al Heyman's approach is, let me persuade this fighter, get this fighter's trust, let this fighter know how intelligent I am, let this fighter know that I am for him, and everything that I say will be gold. Okay? See, Andy Ruiz and his father, what Wilder was saying is like, hey, Al Heyman, the same guy that you deal with, gave you opportunity to do that. But see, the manager, Shelly, started asking stupid questions in 2019 when those deals were going, when that big DAZN deal was trying to take place. He was asking crazy questions, like stupid questions. And the questions were like, okay, well, hey, how much is Anthony Joshua getting? It's like, okay, we're offering you a deal and you're asking about something that doesn't pertain to you. I always thought that was strange. So in a sense, I do agree with Andy Ruiz because, like, Wilder could have been in a better position now than he was, or he could have put himself in a better position. So, I don't like the way, keep letting your slave master, Shelly, wow, make decisions for you. You keep talking and you don't run anything, and the question is, how much do they run? How much control does Deontay Wilder think he has or thinks he has, right? So, but no, it's like basically this is a cut and dry, synopsis of what happened and what's going on. I think if anything, the argument won't help anything. Andy did, and with his manager, was allowed to do certain things. I don't know if Wilder was. I just don't know. But again, I think it was more of persuasion than control because, if Wilder really wanted to, he could have, but he didn't because he was persuaded not to. See, had Wilder knew he just couldn't, Lou DiBella, which was his promoter at the time, wouldn't have even set up that deal. He was a free agent at that time, So it's nice to say that I had the freedom to do that, but then you're looking at a situation where you didn't take the opportunity when you needed it, so you don't really know how much control you really had. Legally he did, but I don't think, I think there's more ties that bind with Al Heyman than just contracts. Again, I think it's persuasion and, manipulation versus, control. Like, hey, I got you by the balls because I got this contract. See, you signed it. I think it was different than that, but these guys are just talking back and forth, and it's getting redundant because it's like, okay, you guys are not making anything happen. You guys are just arguing amongst you guys, and it's stupid, and then nothing gets done. When the arguments start, we already know. What does this remind me of? Again, we look at Andy Ruiz and Dillian White. They just started talking shit at each other. Nobody fought. Nobody signed anything. But then yet what came out was Dillian White shutting it all down, showing, hey, that was real. The money's real. We can show you that it's real. We have proof that it's real. You just didn't want the fight. And then the very next offer came to Andy Ruiz was Luis Ortiz, and he said, I'm not ready. So we don't know if that's the case in this situation because Andy has been out of the ring for a while. So a lot of this could be a deflection on what the reality is. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Malik Scott and Andy Ruiz Sr. throwing down over the internet. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!